Welcome to travel42. My name is Larissa, and today we're going to be going over a quick demo on how to use the site and also do a question and answer period at the end for anyone that has any questions. Please note that I'm not going to answer any questions during the quick demo, but once we are done, I'll go through any questions that were asked during the demo. So if you've never used Travel42 before, welcome. Travel42 is a website that travel agents can use to receive unbiased destination content with points of interest, dining, anything you need to visit that destination, unbiased hotel reviews, and then cruise information and schedules. Any of that information can be customized into a trip plan, which can be shared with your client via email directly out of the site, URL, or PDF. If you've never used Travel42, of course, you can try a free trial by clicking register now over here to the right. If you do have a login, go ahead and click sign in, and then you'll put in your user ID and password. That will allow you to access the full database of Travel42 content. Now, we do hire our own writers who visit who visit these locations and write about exactly what they see while they are there. And we hire our own editorial team that kind of edits the information and make sure it's written in the Travel 42 way. So you'll see similarities between the destination guides, hotels, and cruise information. It's not going to be drastically different between writers. First off, your dashboard is what you're going to access when you get logged in. That has your dashboard, news and alerts, restrictions, e-visa information, and then help. Help features all of our articles and on-demand training that will help you navigate the site with ease. News and alerts, that features our recently updated destinations, recently updated hotels, and then our sister products, IntelliGuide Travel Alerts, Travel Age West, Travel Weekly, and then Travel Pulse. So any news information you'll find under that News and Alerts tab. Restrictions and e-visa are powered by Sherpa. Restrictions allows you to see any restrictions that your clients are going to run into when they travel from one destination to the next and then back home. E-visa will allow you to find out if an e-visa is needed, and you can actually purchase one right in that e-visa section. Profile and account, these are very important. Profile allows you to update your business card, which is the contact information that is shown to your clients when you send them a customized trip plan or print for them a customized trip plan. You can add your headshot, your logo, and then you also have some preferences over here to the right. So you can include the business card, you can include the photo, or excuse me, include the cover photo and include printed trip summary. Suggested retail price is optional. I have that removed, but I believe the generic suggested retail price is $29.95. That can be edited at any time, or you can remove it altogether. Now, if you want any comments to show up on every single trip plan, this is where you put that. You would put a header for your comments and then a report comment if you want it to show up on every single trip plan. Now, you can edit this information as well once you create a trip plan, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. Report items, this allows you to check and uncheck the items that you want your clients to see. So when you go to a destination, do you want them to have the full guide, the introduction only, introduction and port info, a business traveler, a cruise traveler, or a leisure traveler? Any of this information can be edited as soon as you're in the destination guide as well, or the hotel, ship, or cruise. But I have rates and policies and meeting facilities unchecked. If I want those to show up on every single hotel I go to, I would go ahead and click that. Now, like I said, once you're in the hotel, you can check or uncheck these items, but this will allow you to go ahead and uncheck it so that going forward, that item will not be checked under any hotel you go to. You'll still be able to see the information, it just won't be checked. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck meeting facilities. Email. You can edit the email that is sent to your client directly out of Travel42. And search will allow you to sort the items how you want them to show up. So I have mine sorted, my hotels, excuse me, sorted by star rating. What that means is that I'm going to see the highest star rated hotels first, and then they will go into the lower star hotels as I navigate down the website. You can have it filtered by name, amenity rating, rate, city, commission, and distance, and you can also edit that while you're in the list of hotels. Show only hotels with the star reviews. That will allow you to see any hotels that are star rated by our hired writers. I don't have it checked because I do like to see all hotels. You can always filter it down once you're in the hotel list. Same with cruise. You can filter the cruise by any one of these items. I have it by departure date, so I see the schedules that are the closest to the date I'm looking at it at that moment. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Let's leave. All right, dashboard. This is where you begin searching or researching information. You can also build trip plans and add clients. So all of that is on your dashboard. If you want to create a new traveler, creating a traveler just allows you to send that person anything out of Travel42. So you can do that by clicking Create New Traveler, input their first name, last name, and email address. And you also have some optional information as well if you wanted to add that in there too. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Same with create a trip plan. You can create a custom trip from this page as well by clicking create new trip. The only thing you need to create a trip is the trip plan name. Once you put in that trip plan name, you can save the trip. Everything else is optional, but you can enter your travelers. You can put especially prepared for the suggested retail price, which if I had a price point in my preferences, that would show up right here, but it's blank, so it's not going to show up at all. Departure date, return date. If you wanted to add comments or trip notes, you can do that here as well. Layout allows you to show the cover page, show trip summary, include business card, hide cover page, or upload your own image. You do not have to do this yet. You can do this once you start adding information in, but you can add a cover photo if you want to. If you don't add a cover photo, we will choose one from the information that you've added into your trip plan. So I'm not going to start here. Where I'm going to start is by researching information, which I believe is what most travel advisors do. So you have a couple of different ways to research information. You can browse by the map. You can search for the destination name. You can search for the hotel name, the city, the airport, or landmark that that hotel is in. Advanced search, that will simply pull up every single hotel we have, and then you can go in and pick and choose the filter by. So you can filter by hotel name contains, the hotel chain, ratings and review. If you wanted to show only hotels with a star review, you would check that checkbox and apply filters. Hotel preferences, meal plan offers, location, hotel type, and number of rooms. Any of these can be filtered down so you can narrow down what hotel your clients are going to be looking at. Now, everything will look pretty similar to this once you're in the list of hotels. Sort by star rating, which is what I have set in my preferences, but you can also choose a different sort by if you wanted to. I'm going to go back to my dashboard and we'll talk about cruise. You can search by cruise destination, cruise line, cruise ship, cruise length, cruise dates, departure port. You can also browse by line and ship or browse by cruise destination. So these are just a couple of different ways to research information. You can also utilize this search bar here at the top, which will follow you throughout the website. So you will always have this here if you need to search for something else that you're currently on. So I'm going to start by searching for Jamaica because my clients are interested in going to Jamaica. I'm going to pull up Jamaica as a whole. You'll notice over here to the left, I have a condensed version of what this destination guide includes, and then I have the more expanded version over here to the right. You'll notice also there are items that are already checked over here to the left and to the right. Both of these checkboxes are corresponding with the other. So if I uncheck introduction over here, it also gets unchecked over here. So I'm going to keep that one checked. You can go through the different tabs. I'm going to add the itinerary because I want them to see itinerary, dining overview. If you didn't want your clients to see something, you just simply have to uncheck the checkbox. They don't want geostats, weather. Oh, you know what? I do want weather. Communication, transportation, events. You can add anything that has a checkbox will be added to your trip plan or sent or printed. And I'll go over that here in just a moment. Now you'll see three tabs up here at the top: guide, hotels, and related. Right now I'm in the destination guide, but if I wanted to see hotels in Jamaica, I'd simply click on the hotels tab, and then that will bring me to the hotels within Jamaica. I want to go back to my destination guide though. So I'm going to go back and check on the itinerary again. Now there's a couple of things you can do with this information. So right now I'm not working on any trip. So I can add this to a new trip plan or a trip plan I've already worked on, or I can quickly send or print this one destination guide. Now, please remember going forward, these two blue items, these two blue icons, the send and print icons, that will only send or print the one destination guide, the one hotel, or the one cruise you are currently looking at. To create a custom trip plan and send that custom trip plan, you need to click Add to Trip. So we're going to add this information to a custom trip plan. I don't want to add it to one I've recently created or edited. I'm going to create a new trip plan. So this is going to be Jamaica family vacation. I'm going to put in my traveler, and you can put in multiple. So I've got two travelers in that trip plan. If I wanted to add a specially prepared for, maybe I wanted to say Whirly Family Vacation, I could put that there. Suggested retail price. The same thing we saw on the dashboard is what's going to populate here. If you know the departure date and the return date, you can do that as well. Layout, but I'm not going to touch anything else until I start adding information into this trip plan. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save Trip. All of the Jamaica items that I had checked are now in my Jamaica family vacation trip plan. You'll also notice this little blue circle with the three little white dots populated as well. That is the action items for your trip plan. So to send or print your trip plan, you don't use these. These are only for one destination or one hotel or one cruise. You would use this icon, send trip, print or download, or copy client URL. But I'm not done with this trip plan yet. I'm going to go in and add some more information. So I'm going to click hotels. And you'll notice within the hotels, some of these have a red star to the right. Those hotels are the ones that have an unbiased star review. So you'll be able to see that unbiased star review if you click into the hotel and click on the star review tab. Now, this looks a little bit similar to the destination guide, except just the content is a little bit different. You have the condensed version over to the left, the expanded version over to the right. Anything you want to add to this trip plan, make sure it's checked. Now, you'll remember in my preferences, I removed rates and policies, so that's not added here. That one I don't want to add, so it's already taken away for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add this hotel to my trip plan. Now I'm going to go back to the hotels. Now in trip plans, you can add as many hotels, as many destinations, as many cruise information as you want. So this is a great way to kind of entice your clients. Oh, these are the hotels you might love in this destination. Let's narrow it down and pick where you want to go. Or if you wanted to share with them different destinations they might like, it'll allow them to see different destinations and then pick and choose the destination that they want to go visit. So I'm going to go ahead and add this hotel into my trip plan. I'm going to go back to the hotels list, scroll down a little bit. Oh, and you can also view the hotels on a map by clicking map view here. So I'm going to add in a third hotel. I'm going to click add to trip. And let's go in. I want to search for a different destination. You can search up here for a different destination guide, or you can use these breadcrumbs over to the left. So that since this hotel is in Negril, Jamaica, Negril is populated in my breadcrumbs. So I'm going to click Negril because I want to see the Negril destination guide. Same thing here. You have the three tabs, guide, hotels, and related. And then you can add whatever items you want to add. Now, it's going to look a little bit different since this is an actual city guide for Jamaica. It's not Jamaica as a whole. So I'm actually going to have points of interest that populate. Those feature sometimes the hours, those feature the price points, the address, the website. Anything we can have on this information is what's going to be listed in that overview for that specific point of interest. These gold ticket items are ones that we highly recommend as well. So anytime you add in one of those, you know you will succeed. You can navigate over here to the left by clicking down to shopping. Whatever points of interest you're wanting to add, you simply just click to the right of it and it will take you right there. So I'm going to add in all the local and regional dining. So that check these items over here. Let's look at cuisines. We'll add in French and fusion. Safety. I want to keep everything there. Tips. I'm going to add in communication, and you can see that it's been added by navigating down to communication, and then now it's been added. If I uncheck it over here, it will also uncheck those other checkboxes. Once you're ready to add it to a trip plan, you simply click Add to Trip. Now, Negril, Jamaica has been added to my trip plan. If I decide, you know what, they don't need communication any longer, I simply just have to uncheck it, and communication has been removed from my trip plan. You'll know what trip plan you are working on because it will always say it up here in the upper right-hand corner. If you're not working on a trip plan, you can add information to one that you've already worked on. You saw that when we first got started with this trip plan. So I want to view this trip details. So I'm going to click View Trip Details. I have two destination guides, three hotels, 16 see and do, and then I want to mention this custom places tab. Custom places, if there's something that is not in Travel 42 that you want added into this trip plan, this is where you can add that information. The only thing you need is the place name and the place type. Everything is optional, and you can add images if needed. You also have three tabs up here at the top for the trip plan. So right now I'm in my trip plan. I can organize the information by dragging and dropping where I want it to go. So I want Jamaica to show up first, then the grill, and then the hotels that they're going to be interested in viewing or staying at, excuse me. Preview is just that. It allows you to preview the trip plan to make sure everything looks good before you share it with your clients. So you have your cover photo, you have your logo, your headshot, and then your contact information. If you decided, oh, you know what, I really don't like this cover photo, I want to add another one, or I want to remove it altogether, simply click Edit Details, Layout, upload an image or image from URL. If you want it completely gone, you can hide the cover page image by checking this checkbox right here, but I really like this cover page image. So, what a sent trip plan looks like, it's the same as the URL. So I'm going to copy client URL and we'll go here. The sent trip plan, when you send it to your clients, will look just like that preview tab looks. Your clients will be able to navigate all the items that you sent, and they'll also be able to print or download if they wanted to print or download this report as well. Now, a lot of travel advisors will print it for them and make it really nice with like a cover page, the spiral bound. But you can get it to them in three different ways. You can send them the PDF in an email you've already created. You can copy the URL, or you can send it directly out of Travel 42, which is one of the quick send options up here. It already inputted my travelers, it put the subject, and then I can put in any sort of message that I want to within that email. One more thing I want to show you on the dashboard. That blue dot with the little white dots on the inside, the action items for the trip plans, you'll also find them here. So if there was a trip plan you're working on that you finished, you can go back and you can send, you can view the details, you can print, download, preview, copy client URL, view travelers, view send history, duplicate, or delete. Trip plans are always saved unless you delete them. So a tip I always give, if there's a certain trip that you like to send your clients on, if you specialize in something, go ahead and create a trip plan with all of that information, and then you can go in and duplicate that trip plan so you don't have to recreate it each time. Once that trip plan is duplicated, you can then change the name by clicking Edit Details, and you can change the travelers as well. So that's one little tip I have to make things a little bit easier. But always remember, you can use the little circle with the three little dots on the inside as your action items for trip plans. Something else within Travel 42 that's pretty helpful, of course, the travel dates. If you put in travel dates, you'll be able to see those, when it was last modified by you, when it was last sent by you, and when it was last viewed by the client. So you'll be able to see all of that information over to the right. Of course, I don't have a lot of last sent or last viewed because these are mainly for demo purposes, but you'll be able to see those once you start sending them to your client. You can also send information to yourself. Just make sure you're added as a traveler down here at the bottom. And now I'm going to go through and take any questions that you might have. So if there's anything that you have to ask, please let me know, and I'd be happy to go over anything with you in detail.